Gemini, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first visit. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and this is your weekly read. It's a general reading for Gemini placement, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and if it's not, as I said, it's general, so if it's not resonating with you, don't try to force the fit. There are lots of excellent readers on YouTube. Maybe one of them is picking up your energies and has your message for the week. We're using the This Might Hurt Tarot. And then we'll pull one of the Oracle of Mystical Moments cards at the end. All right, so what we have for you, Gemini. So you're dealing with some authority this week, religious, governmental, perhaps an educational institution. There's someone in a position of authority, and it seems you need their blessing. It's a little bit of a tense situation, whatever this is. The Page of Swords there. You're sort of the new kid on the block in this situation, which is odd for you. So it's some sort of new area that you're not, I get the sense, quite established in other parts of your life, but whatever this is something you don't deal with that often. And so you are a little bit unsure in a way that's uncomfortable and unusual for you. You know your stuff, you have truth on your side, and you're trying to speak truth to power, which is a little bit intimidating. But I get the sense that you are managing it well enough. You're standing up straight here. You are facing this authority. I'm sort of drawn to the fact that she has the knife. This character has this knife, but not ready to attack, right? It's there. This truth is with you. You are prepared to present it if necessary. You are waiting to see if this authority gives blessing without having to pull out these particular truths. There are a lot of swords in your reading. I'm just noticing it's all swords. There's truth here, clarity that comes only from speaking your truth, getting some truths from someone else perhaps. There's a lot of thinking, a lot of reasoning, a lot of analytical energy here. You're very much in your head right now about whatever the situation is that you're facing this week. Head, not heart. The Ten of Swords, it's, a terribly dramatic looking card. It tends to mean that something has come to an end. There's a finality to it. But what I've heard as an interpretation recently, which really spoke to me, and I believe it was the latest or next to last episode of the Tarot for the Wild Soul podcast by Lindsay Mack, which if you are not presently listening to it, I think you may find it quite insightful if you're interested in tarot. It's a very different way of looking at tarot reading. Anyway, one of her recent episodes discussed the Ten of Swords, and not to do her any disservice, because I'm going to paraphrase quite liberally here, what I tend to feel from this card in context of her interpretation is that a part of you is dying. You are changing into somebody new. Something about you is evolving. Something about you is opening and blossoming. And there's like a deeper level of meaning in your life that you are ready to tap into. And your brain is kind of freaking out about that, okay? It's very scary because to your brain, this change means death. This change means it is not predictable anymore for your brain what is going to happen day to day. It's not It's an unknown. What comes on the other side of telling your truth is not predictable, and your brain hates that. Your brain feels like that is you dying, and so you get very uncomfortable, and then you say, well, maybe I'm just not going to change. I'm going to stay where I am. I'm not going to go evolve. This butterfly doesn't need to come out of the cocoon. I'm totally cool right here. And what this is saying is, time's up. Spirit has decided that if you're not coming out of that cocoon, then they're going to make the cocoon disintegrate around you, so that you have to come out and spread your wings. And that's not a bad thing, but to your brain, it's scary shit, right? So 6 of Swords is you moving out of this stormy seas toward calmer water. This is you finally resolving to get out of a situation that is not good for you, a situation that is causing a lot of turmoil. What is that situation? I don't know. We're all in our head here. It's all about thinking. There's not a single cup in sight. There is water, right, which can be representative of emotion. You may be moving out of an emotional situation that has been turbulent into a calmer space. Or it could be nothing to do with relationships at all, or with emotions about relationships. It could be an emotional reaction to something that isn't a relationship with another person. It's really hard for me to say. Just looking at these cards, it seems that you're moving, you're taking your truth in hand, and you're ready to present it to the authorities if needed. If you don't get the blessing that you need to move forward, that could be related to this, could be related to something entirely different. This here does feel to me like they are related. There is an ending, a necessary ending. A part of you is being shed as you're moving toward a new space, calmer waters, an area of life where you are able to really embrace a new part of you, and find a deeper meaning in your life, it seems. Just going to take the top card here. And your 5th card is the Knight of Wands. This is a passionate energy of creation. And, the wands are about creativity and fire, this spark. Someone, something coming toward you, bringing a spark that revitalizes you. This could be a connection. It could be a project. It's hard to say. I'm going to pull one of these Oracle of Mystical Moment cards to finish off for you, Gemini. Let's see what we have here. You have Touch the Sky, number 32. I don't know if I can get it to focus. Yeah, I can't. I'm in a temporary kind of setup right now, so I'm shifting things around. So we're doing the best we can, and we'll get it all sorted eventually. So, 32, Touch the Sky. Lost in thoughts, isolation, sanctuary. A young girl with long braids looks down to earth from up in the skies. The small bird on her shoulder keeps her company in her cloud sanctuary. She is holding one of her braids like a lifeline, as if she is expecting somebody to climb up to her. Sometimes we are so overwhelmed by our feelings and sensations, we escape into a condition of withdrawal and separation. It is hard for other people to follow us there unless we give them a sign that they are welcome. So, whatever has put you in this space of this 10 of Swords, it could be a situation where you have isolated yourself because you're overwhelmed. And if, there's this waiting to come toward you, you may need to give a sign. to whoever it is that wants to come toward you. If you're ready to come out of your isolation, I suppose you might like being in it. Some people do. Not a lot of Geminis, I know, prefer that, but everybody's different. I think that's what I have for you. Thank you for the likes, shares, and subscribes. It's made doing these readings for all of you has made 2019 pretty great for me. To have this channel, to have this outlet is fantastic, and it wouldn't be possible if there weren't those of you out there watching. So thank you so much for your support. I hope that you have had a great 2019. I hope that 2020 brings you fantastic things. And I will see you back here. I hope you have a good week too. We'll see you back here next time. Blessings.